Dear Christal, brought to you by Uniball. Start your story.
Hey, what's up, friends? We have another letter from a wonderful follower. I believe his name is Jaren. All right. Jaren says, I am sending this letter in response to your post on YouTube. Hey, Jaren. I have a lot of questions about mental health issues and therapy as a way of addressing it. Ooh, Jaren, I love this. Okay, because I'm a huge mental health advocate and therapy advocate. Yes. I'm sure you've become accustomed to dealing with this being a large personality on the internet. People are disturbed and troubled in many ways. You are right, Jaren. I always say it's never too late, and it's always better to seek help than to need it and not have hope. Yes. Where do you stand on this subject? P.S. I literally have the biggest crush on you in the world, Jaren. Hey, boo. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think that you applied for the Valentine's Day date. So we're gonna link up soon and see if you are the lucky winner, Jaren. But thank you so much for the love and thank you for writing in. Now, mental health, y'all, let me tell you something, okay? Because Christal, sometimes not all the way there, all right? I think a good question to ask people in general, right? When did you first start learning about mental wellness? Like, where did taking care of your mental health first come into play in your upbringing? For me, I was 11 years old. I had a complete meltdown in my 6th grade class because I thought somebody stole the digital camera that my grandfather had just bought me for my birthday. And I'm freaking out because I'm thinking about how much trouble I'm about to be in for losing this expensive camera, the fact that I lost the camera that I asked for my birthday and that it was from my grandpa that I didn't see. And I'm embarrassed now because I'm one of those people who cry even if I'm mad. Like, I'm not even sad, but the tears just form, so now people think you weak. And I'm like, I'm not weak, but the tears coming down. And I was struggling. And my teacher was just like, I think you need to go ahead and go see the counselor. And I was just like, I'm not crazy, because that's a whole stigma, especially in the Black community, that people think that you off or crazy if you're getting help. Let me tell you something. Best decision I ever made was to go and see. Shout out to Mr. Kevin and Miss Rachel. Rachel Mahoney was her last name. I remember her full name, have no idea where she is. Hope you're still alive and well. And Mr. Kevin, don't remember your last name, but you were great as well. They were our school counselors, They were our school guidance counselors, and they were amazing. And they helped me start really addressing issues, honestly, looking back, that had not really been discussed in America, but in our community. I think I suffered from neurodivergence even back then, dealing with anxiety. Like, looking back at that episode, I had an anxiety attack. I was like completely stressed out, which is why I got excused from the classroom. And I feel like it created this habit of journaling. Shout out to Uniball because they sponsored this show, but it created this healthy habit of journaling out my feelings, and it created a healthy habit of talking to someone about my feelings so that I could really, dissect them, compartmentalize them, figure out what's real versus what's not real, like what's reality versus what has been amplified in my mind. And it helped me become a better communicator. It helped me to become a better advocate for myself when I'm explaining to people how I feel, what I need, different things like that. And it helped me to be more kind and more patient with myself. So I am a huge advocate for mental wellness and therapy, y'all, okay? Get some therapy. Now, I always like to make this joke because y'all know I'm unserious. And I always tell people, specifically my therapist, I always be like, now I know whenever I come in, she just be writing stuff down. Like, she just be writing stuff down, trying to steal my jokes. But then I was like, maybe she just writing notes because I'm a little off. I make that joke with her. She laughs at it. We have a good time. But no, in all seriousness though, I absolutely love my therapist. Shout out to my therapist. I love having someone in a safe space to talk to, where I don't feel judged, where I'm sought to be understood, and where I can achieve goals. And I'm gonna say this too, because this is not said enough. It's not enough to have a therapist. Okay, it's not enough to just say that you go to therapy. Make sure that you have a therapist that holds you accountable to your goals. You should be working towards something. If you are going to therapy week in and week out and you are still the same person, you are not experiencing any growth, you're not experiencing any type of relief from whatever it is that you're trying to mature from or heal from or whatever, you need to get a new therapist. Or you may need to add medication. One or both. I'm just letting you know, I'm being real honest, because I know some people who go to therapy on a regular basis and they are still immature, they are still self-centered, they are still narcissistic, they're still dealing with these things that can be addressed and that can be dealt with through therapy, through dealing with a psychiatrist, dealing with medication. Like there's no shame in dealing with the things that you have going on so that you can function in a better space, not just for other people but more so for you, so that you can have a better quality of life. So huge advocate. Thank you so much, Jaren, for writing in. Again, I encourage you all, please continue to send letters. I love reading from you all. And also make sure that you are shopping with Uniball and starting your store. You can save with the link below, the code below, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Mwah!
Send in your letter for some fun advice at mydearchristal@gmail.com. Send in your letter for some fun advice at mydearchristal@gmail.com.